why this impeachment thing is bullshit. Because we all already know it's going to fail. Does that mean we shouldn't try to go forward with it? Yes, we should. Listen, Lindsey Graham is one of the most staunch supporters and defenders of Trump, but let's be fucking blunt. Let's treat Trump exactly the way they treated Clinton. With Clinton, it was perjury and obstruction. Now, simply put, the first time that Congress calls you to testify before them and you refuse, that's obstruction. That's how it applies to anybody else in any other court system. And even if this technically isn't considered a criminal offense, I mean, there's no jail time for being impeached. You're just out of fucking office. Maybe. Impeachment does not mean removal from office. Now, the reason it's going to go nowhere is it does not matter how strong the evidence is. You could have actual recorded conversations that show Trump going, look, you're not getting it unless I get mine. But that's why he made sure that there was at least a layer between him and the people that needed talking to. If I tell my girlfriend to tell her brother something, that's exactly what's going on here. I could just tell her brother myself. But there's this small amount of plausible deniability that I could say, nah, that's not what I said. That's misinterpreted. What I actually said was this. And try to spin it a little different. The larger problem is the House is Republican controlled. You're telling me that a Republican House is going to impeach a Republican president for any fucking reason? No. It does not matter if Congress or if the House or the Senate sends it up to the House. It's just gonna fucking come back as, nope, we're just gonna say no. We'll go ahead and do the investigation, give it a cursory glance. Should go somewhere. It should go to a fair and meaningful trial, but it won't. I mean, Nancy Pelosi avoided fucking coming to this point for a number of reasons. Every fucking impeachment so far has been a partisan thing. She didn't want it to be another partisan thing. She wanted there to be an actual compelling reason to do it. That way it doesn't just come across as, oh, we're just doing it because the Democrats hate Trump and he's the Republican, so blah, 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 party line. And that's not kept her from being the target of commentary. I can understand why everybody sees this as a partisan thing. It's always been along party lines when you do an impeachment. Go back and look at Trump. Or go back and look at Clinton. Go back and look at Nixon. Go back all the way to fucking, what was the first guy? Because this is only like the fourth or fifth time in history that this has happened. The question is, was Donald Trump abusing his position for personal gain? It kind of appears that way. It really certainly appears that way. Did he obstruct the investigation into whether or not it was true or not? He absolutely has. Every step of the way. Right up to telling people who have been subpoenaed by Congress to just not bother to testify. Don't show up. We're telling you not to show up. Sorry, you can't do that. That's obstruction. I honestly don't see how it could be presented as anything else. There was an open on fucking video him telling other agents, go ahead, if you interfere in our elections, go ahead, help us out. I think they should do this. I think China should do it too. Come on, man. No matter how fucking naive and Republican fucking follower you are, you can't help but see this is some shady ass shit going on. Trump is a fucking New York real estate guy, and you put him in charge of the nation? What in the fuck is wrong with you people? Did we think this is the way it was going to end up happening? Yeah, this is exactly what most of us thought would happen. I don't hate Trump because he's a Republican or because he's rich or because of any of the bullshit people want to fucking toss him. My issue with Trump is Trump. I'm almost 50. That guy's been in the media as long as I can remember. And he's never ever been someone you would trust with your fucking shit. He doesn't make money. How many fucking times has he put his name on something only having to take it off? That's what he does. He buys a thing, he auctions or sells off as much as he can to make his money back, and then he sells it for a profit. If he can. In a lot of cases, he's made a profit. There's been a bunch of times where he's not only not made a profit, but 4 of his businesses, including how do you bankrupt a casino? 4 of his businesses have had to declare bankruptcy because that's what he intended to do with them. That's how you that's how you bankrupt a casino. Guy's been involved in shady deals and backroom bullshit and just shady stuff his whole life. It's who he is. Expecting him to act any different with the presidency is ridiculously naive. He acts like he thinks he's in a fucking movie about mafia thugs. That he's like a mafia dude up in the fucking White House, able to get away with anything he wants. Impeachment should go forward, but it won't make any difference. The Republican House is not going to convict a Republican president. It's just not going to happen. Should it? Look, there's enough evidence right now of shit not being on the up and up when it should be, about him going through backdoor channels and the way he's done this whole thing. It says that he's doing it wrong. Should it move forward? Yes. There should be deeper investigations into it. We should look into it more clearly. Shit's just getting started, people. Anyway. Could be worse. At least we're not back in the 20s. They're just trying to roll back all the regulations and rights back to them.